pleased you could join us. We have a very nice lady and our neighbor with us today, and I'd like to introduce you to Louise Siegel. Welcome, Louise.
Thank you.
Louise is a retired librarian. You didn't write when you were working full-time, did you?
No, I did not.
So this is a retirement project for you. Louise has written a really nice book called Muffin and Mama Make Challah. And it's for young children. Were you a children's librarian or just?
I was actually a middle school librarian.
Middle school. Mm-hmm. So you saw a lot of children.
I saw a lot of children, yes. And I had been a children's librarian before that, yes.
So lots of books passed by your eyes over all these years. Well, Muffin and Mama is, it's just, it's a nice, I think it would be a good way to describe it, a nice little book. And here she is, right there. And Muffin and Mama are going to make challah. Are you Mama?
I am Mama.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. And what age would you say that this was geared?
I would say ages 3 to 7. Mm-hmm.
Well, and you know, some of them, the older ones, can read it for themselves.
Yes.
So that's nice. And the, I'll tell you what I liked about it particularly is the print is big. See, so little guys can read it easily and see what's going on there. And there's Muffin scratching on his, and Mama is kneading. And you make note in the book that both the cat and Mama learn how to knead.
That's correct. Yes, yes.
Which I thought was kind of fun. Well, now, as you decided to do that, why did you decide to do this, as a matter of fact?
Actually, it kind of came to me. The whole idea of making challah was something I didn't try for many years because I had a good friend who made fantastic challah, but she had a very large mix master with a dough mixer, and I thought that that's what you had to have to make challah.
Well, I think we better stop a minute and tell these good people what challah is.
Okay. Challah is a special bread that we eat on Friday evening to begin the Jewish Sabbath. And we say a blessing over the bread.
And it is a special bread?
A special bread, yes it is.
And, you know, when you decided to do this, you chose a niche market for your book.
Yes.
Why did you do that?
I thought that this would appeal to those young children who perhaps haven't watched their mothers or grandmothers make challah, which used to be a very common practice. And so I thought I would like to introduce it to them and perhaps get them interested in doing that.
But you chose a niche market, which I guess we could describe as a religious-oriented market.
Yes, it is. It is, definitely.
So why did you do that? You could have written about anything. You could have written about regular bread.
I could. Challah is special.
Okay.
In Jewish families, traditional Jews have challah on Friday evenings, which is the beginning of the Jewish Sabbath, from sundown Friday to sundown on Saturday. And challah is special in that way because it brings about the beginning of the Jewish Sabbath.
And many religions have something special that they do, not just Judaism.
Of course.
You know, Joseph's Table comes in with the Catholicism one time a year, and other religions, the Hindus celebrate particular holidays, as do all religions of the world have. But did you think that it would narrow your market in the ability to sell the book, or did you care?
Well, I thought it would narrow the market, I did. Not that I cared, of course, I hope a lot of people would like to read it, but it definitely appeals to a certain market, yes, yes. My mother did not make challah. We did have challah on Friday nights, and I had a good friend for many years who made her own challah, fantastic challah.
And she had all the equipment.
She did, and I thought that's what you had to have.
Well, I used to try to make bread, just general bread, and I gave up quickly because I never could get it to raise up right.
Right. It was scary.
You
right.
need a gas stove actually to get it because there's always a little heat coming in if you put it up high. You know those old-fashioned stoves. You remember the gas burners were down here, and then there was a little shelf. I'm giving away my age, all right? That's not good. There was a little shelf up here, so if you put the bread up in that little shelf and cover it up, it was kind of warm enough to make it.
Oh, to make it rise.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as I said, for years I admired my friend's challah, which is so delicious, but she did have those special tools on her mix master. And then one day I was actually at the synagogue, and I saw that a woman was making challah just by hand. And I thought, oh, maybe I can try that.
But you didn't realize it was harder to do by hand.
No, I didn't.
No.
No, I didn't.
There was one little secret that you didn't know at the beginning.
Right, that's right, that's right.
So how long did it take you to be able to do this? And well,
It really did not take that long, just a couple tries.
Yeah.
Yeah. And since then, I've made it many times, and I've even made it with my daughter, one daughter who lives in Minneapolis, and we went one time to a challah baking place when I was visiting her, and they made challah in all different colors. Now that was something
Colors,
I
I
had
don't
never
know.
seen.
I don't know. I don't I don't know if I want colored bread or not, but you know,
Yes.
it's okay. Well, when you could have written a book for middle school kids.
I could have.
Uh-huh.
Well, really, Muffin is a big part of the process because she is totally involved. I'm not saying that her paws actually touch the dough.
Yeah.
But if you look throughout the book,
She's peeking around everywhere.
She is, and she's involved in every aspect of it.
Well, and when you start to do this, you look at, I mean, there are a lot of things to learn in this book, because there are those of us out there that really don't know what goes into bread, just general bread. And you have sugar and flour and yeast and eggs and milk, water,
Salt.
salt.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's, and you say, you list them: flour, sugar, yeast, warm water, eggs, measuring cups, and a clean towel. And then the question becomes, well, what do you do with the clean towel?
The towel is to cover the challah.
To cover up the
Yeah.
dough so
Yes.
it doesn't get dirties in it.
As it rises,
Yeah.
as it rises,
Yeah.
yes.
Is it difficult, and I don't know about book publishing, but how did you go about getting the book published?
Actually, I found a company that would help me self-publish the book.
Uh-huh.
And that is the route I took, because since I was not a known author,
Yeah.
I doubted that any publishing company was going to agree to do it. So I luckily found a company that would help me self-publish it. And it was quite a process, which I did not
You didn't know about that either.
didn't know about that either. Did not know about that either. Right, right.
Well, now, once you publish it, I mean, because there are people out there that would like to do this, and some of them do it and have self-published. And it's one thing to self-publish, but it's another thing to market it.
Yes.
And how do you do that? What
Now
did you
that
do?
is that I would say that is the most difficult part of it, because the bookstores like Barnes and Noble, they have that book, but not in their store. You have to order it through them. So that really is the biggest difficulty of the process, is publicizing it.
Well, so let's back up. You have to order it through them, so you cannot wander in the store and see the book. So how do you let people know it's there? You've got to work it a different way.
Right, right. One way that I have done it, of course, is word of mouth. The other is to go to preschools and read it to those children, and maybe have them take some kind of little note home with them telling about the book. It is actually a person-to-person way to publish it.
In other words, Louise, you're not going to get rich here.
No, and I never expected to. No, I never expected to.
I think this is a cute one. This is putting the yeast in the bread, and there's Muffin. And you say, this is one of Muffin's very favorite times to watch the yeast and the sugar begin to bubble together as if the challah is starting to come alive.
Yes.
And Muffin is watching intently.
Muffin is very unusual. She
Now, everybody thinks that about their cat,
well,
Louise.
I'm sure they do. And
Yes.
of course, I definitely think it about Muffin. Yes, yes. She likes to be a part of things, and she's a big help to me because she's right there.
And is this is she gray with stripes?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And you said that Muffin has her own apron, and there she is watching you braid the challah.
Yes.
And you in the book, Louise shows you how to do the braid, because
Yeah.
otherwise it can be sort of a mess, I think.
Right, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And really, there's lots of different ways that people
To
can
skin a
braid
cat.
it. Yes, yes, yes.
Well, and now when you put this together, you had to find an illustrator.
Yes,
How'd you do
Valerie
that?
Herman, who at the time was in her, I believe, last year of college.
Oh, she's young.
Oh, yes.
Uh-huh.
And she just, I think, did the most amazing job.
She did do a nice job.
She did the amazing job with the illustrations. I couldn't be more pleased. She got the spirit of it into those illustrations.
Well, see, I think that's nice. How did you find her?
Actually, her family belongs to my synagogue, and that's how I know her.
Because I think often that is a stumbling block in books that, well, I might say sell themselves often by the illustrations. And so it's a stumbling block to find an illustrator that can convey the message, whatever that may be, in a form that people look and say, oh, I'd like to have that book. So was she the only one you talked to? Or?
I had talked to several others,
Uh-huh.
but she was the only one who actually agreed to take it on.
Mhm.
And it took about a year
To do the
to
illustration.
do the illustrations.
Okay,
Yes.
now let's decide, how did she know what illustrations to do? Did she read the text and decide herself?
She
you talk-
did. She
so
did, yes.
Were you satisfied with everything?
Very satisfied.
So you didn't make any changes?
I did not make any changes.
Well, that's interesting.
I just totally admire what she did.
That's interesting.
Yes, yeah.
Well, and it's nice for her resume too to have the book as something that she has produced.
Right, I hope so. I hope so. She deserves a lot
Does she do
of
this?
credit.
Has she done any more after she did this?
I don't think so. I don't think she has.
Well, but it's, you know.
but she's very talented.
Yeah, no.
And she captured the spirit of it in her illustrations, and that's what I wanted.
Well, and that's the whole idea.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You could have decided on lots of subjects, and I realize that you picked this because you thought challah was something special. But you could have, you've seen a lot of children's books.
Right.
Some of them are in rhymes, some of them are filled with mostly illustrations and a few words for really younger people. You could have done anything. So are you doing anything else besides that?
Thinking of it, yeah.
Another niche book? or-
Another niche book, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
yeah.
Well, how long did it take you to do this?
It took me several months, and then it took Valerie a year.
Well, that
Yes,
I can understand.
I totally understood that. I could not have been more pleased with the work that she did.
So this book came out in 2016.
Right, yeah.
So you were how long did you have to think about it before you decided to pull the trigger and write the book?
You know, it just kind of, the idea came to me,
Uh-huh.
and I started immediately.
Did you?
I did. It just, somehow it came to me, and yeah. And I think it came to me because I had been through this very experience.
Uh-huh.
There wasn't much that I had to, quote, create, because
Yeah.
that
so you
is
just told them
right.
the story.
the true story,
Yeah.
yes.
Is the length important? As a children's librarian, you know that holding the interest of children is sometimes difficult.
Right. I think it's good. It's about a 15-minute read, and I have read it to groups of children, and I do feel that it keeps their attention.
Is this your family?
No, that's a conglomeration of different people.
And do you make challah every week?
I don't make it every week, but I do make it
But these are all
sometimes.
people that you know.
Yes, yes, yeah.
See, I think, and everybody has a cat around here. Look at that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 cats in this.
Right.
We're loaded up. Oh, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 cats
5
in there.
cats there.
And we're loaded up with cats here.
Well, Muffin is a very special cat.
Well, that's right. Did you adopt her or did
I did adopt her from a pet shelter.
you?
I did, yeah.
Of course, that's always. You know what? You ought to write a book about the pet shelter.
Oh, maybe that would be a good idea.
Dog in the pet shelter that, finds a nice home.
Yes.
And some of them really do, because, I read in the papers the awful things
Oh,
that
my
people do to
goodness.
pets.
Oh,
and
my.
what horrible lives they've had before they get there. And maybe you could make a difference somewhere.
I would like to. And Muffin is,
No extra charge for the idea.
okay, Muffin is, I think, exceptionally intelligent. I truthfully believe that.
Okay.
I truthfully believe that.
Okay. Well, since I can't dispute that, I will accept that.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Have you had any help? Sometimes this one-man operation is a little difficult. Has anybody helped you to get this? Because marketing is the whole problem, really.
I know, it is the problem. And I would appreciate suggestions. Actually, if people have suggestions, that would be great. Because as you said, in order to get the book, they can't go just into Barnes & Noble and it's not on the shelf. People have to ask for it. So the marketing is difficult.
Well, and I have as many guests as I can find of local authors, because I think it's important, and if it sells 10 more books for them, I think that's great. But most of them, in fact, I don't think I had one other one that I had to order the book.
Oh.
But most of them, it's in the store, so they check to see where their books are, if they're low, or then they remind the buyers at Barnes & Noble, we're low on this book, or it needs to be put. Barnes & Noble has a section, Kansas City authors, it needs to be put here. So they can kind of manage it a little bit. And
I would love that if they would put it in their store.
yeah, see, that's the problem.
Yes.
Because nobody knows it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't know why it's actually arranged like that.
Have the other synagogues in town been helpful, or even the churches, or?
A little bit, yeah, yeah.
Well, they.
Yeah, in some gift shops in churches or synagogues.
Well, and as you know, I'm sure you do, as a librarian, the complexion of libraries is changing.
Yes, yes.
It's no longer stacks and stacks of books.
I know, yes. I read something recently of a parent that went into a school where there was almost no books in the library. That would be very disappointing in my point of view.
Yes, but the young ones don't go to the books.
I know.
They don't go in the bank, they use the ATM machine. They don't hold the book, they look at it online. They don't take the paper, they read, different papers online. So life is changing, and what we put out there for public consumption, the delivery system, I guess, is changing too.
But I think for young children, holding the book and having someone read it to them is an important part of the urge to want to read themselves. I think that's very, very important.
Yeah.
I would encourage all parents to read the actual books to their children.
It also occurred to me when I looked at this book, special children like books too. with special problems, if you will. And the illustrations in this book are, well, here, see, take a look. They're not complicated. They're very simple. In other words, there's the towel and the window on the stove and the cat. I mean, everything is geared to make it easy, I guess, for children to enjoy, young children to enjoy this book, even children that are a little older that may have some developmental problem. So I would suggest that this book is educational for others who don't understand that the Sabbath is special and that challah is a special bread and all like that, because it's good for everybody to learn a little something that they didn't know before.
Well, that's true. You're right. In that way, it is educational.
And I like the illustrations because it's easy for young children to say, put your finger on it and say cat, and the cat appears the same way each time.
Yes.
So once they've identified Muffin, they can identify Muffin all through, and Mama's glasses, and you know, all of those things, because, and I think she did a wonderful job in making it simple enough that it was easy to teach from the pictures as well as the text.
Yes, I agree with you.
And I think it's necessary for a book that's worth anything. It has to have some sort of a point. And this one has many roads to learning in this little book.
Thank you.
It takes about 15 minutes to read.
Yes.
And it's true.
Yeah.
Have you talked to any children that have gotten the book or read the book?
Yes,
What
I
do
have.
they tell you?
They like it. They like it.
Have you had any cute sayings or?
Well, they're mostly interested in Muffin.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And that's fine. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did a book, this is a long time ago, and it was about a cat that lived in the office, and she would take the cat with her when she went to talk about the book. It was for a little bit older people, but it had a cat, and everybody was very much interested in the cat.
Yeah.
Is Muffin a people person?
Yes, she is.
Could you take her with?
I could, yeah.
Well, see, I think that's really very nice.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember my love of reading started when I was very young. And that's what I hope that this book might do for some children.
What did your parents do to underscore that love for, or to put things where you might find them?
Well, I remember as soon as I could read, which was first grade, the library was a weekly event. Absolutely. So I did appreciate that, and certainly that helped me continue my love for books.
I had a smile because I was talking with a friend, and we were talking about, I'm very much interested in early childhood education, and we were talking about that, and I said, well, I think so often she would be so pleased. I'm sure she's gone to her reward long ago because she wasn't young when I had her in the first grade. Jenny Whitney was my first grade teacher, and all these years later, she taught me how to read. And she taught me, because in those days, there I go giving my age away again. This is not good at all. In those days, we were taught by the sounds. So make a B sound, and then the vowels, you know, the long vowels and the short vowels. And then if you stumbled, she'd say, that's a long A. You know, and so we learned to read that way. And I like to read too, so. But I think of Jenny Whitney often.
Wow. I remember my first grade teacher and the joy I had. And when I could just read Dick and Jane, and I could go home and read that to my mom, that was just such an accomplishment. So, and fortunately, my children also developed that love of reading. So that pleases me very much.
Well, but they wouldn't have done it had. What can parents do besides take their children to the library? You're a librarian, you saw a lot of children. We need to give them some advice so that encouragement is always there to be curious?
Well, one thing, of course, is taking them to the library and letting them choose books or helping them choose books. And the other thing I did, which I think maybe made a difference, I read to each of my children individually each night, not all together, so they had special time with me with a book. And perhaps that did help them develop that love of reading.
Yeah. I have a son, and when I brought him home from the hospital, I had the books ready. So I had the rocking chair and the books, and I'd hold the bottle with one hand and the book with the other, and rock, and we would read. So he didn't know what it was not to be read to.
And it's so important.
It's
It
very
is so important, and such a joy, such a joy.
But to make people curious is the whole name of the game.
Yes.
I think, and I don't know. I hope that doesn't disappear from our world, because curiosity about others and the differences in others, that's what's important. If we were all just alike, it'd be so boring.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
And there are a lot of good people out there that are different, and we owe it to our fellow human beings to know something about them.
Even when I was doing this book and I was talking to different people in the production departments of the company, and most of them said Challah. They didn't know the right pronunciation because they hadn't been exposed to it.
Well, that's
so
right.
even there it was
So
learning.
you gave them a good inoculation.
A little. Yeah.
That's
so.
right. Well, now you can, maybe not write a book, you can teach how to bake challah.
Oh, well, yeah, I could do that. But all they have to do is follow the directions in the book. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think it's nice. It's a nice book, and I think if you have any children that or grandchildren that might be curious, it would be, and you can order it.
Barnes and Noble or Amazon.
Oh, okay, and I don't know. There are a lot of things out there that enrich our world, and I think Muffin and Mama Make Challah is one of those.
Oh,
and
I
so I'm so
appreciate
pleased
that.
that you could be with us.
Thank
Louise.
you so much.
And I look forward to the next book. You got to get cracking here, girl.
All right.
So we
Thank
can do this again
All
with your next book.
All right.
So you think a year, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe.
If I can get that same illustrator, she made it. I give a lot of credit to her. Yes.
Yes, I do too.
Yes.
Because I think that she
captured the essence
I think she
of the
did.
story.
No, I
Valerie
think
did a
she did.
great job.
So thank you, Valerie.
Yes.
And it may have opened a career path for her too. You never know.
That's true.
See,
That's true.
you may have done really good things for more people than you thought.
I hope so.
And maybe some of the young ones that have read the book will write to you. If you send us a note here at the Johnson County Community College in the television department, we'll see that Louise gets the messages.
Oh.
And we always love to hear from you. So if you have anything to say, or if you have read Muffin and Mama, or if you think maybe it has something of value, tell us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I hope that you will come again. And I have to say to all of you out there, and I am always pleased when I bump into somebody and they come up and talk to me. So if you see me out there, come up and say hello, because I always love to meet the neighbors. And I've gotten some good ideas for guests too from some of you. So keep talking. That's the name of the game too. Keep reading and keep talking. And thanks for being with us. Thank you, Louise Siegel.
Thank
and
you.
Tell Muffin thank you too.
I will do that.
We'll see you soon. It's our community, you know.